Welcome to another exciting episode of Red Cheating Stories. My name is Shada Abbasi and our sing, the story of a person whose name is David. He was 38 years old and his wife's name was Polly. But before moving towards the story, if you guys haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please go ahead and press the bell icon for the latest updates after subscribing to our channel. So let's start with the story. So David says that she was not normal at all because my wife was very fond of having children. Every woman has a mother inside her. Some women are in a hurry to get married quickly and become a mother. And some women want to give birth to children at ease. But in the end, all women give birth to children without thinking that their bodies will waste, their life will be compromised for them. She has to sacrifice everything. They even quit their jobs. They wake up at night. Everyone has a hard time. Being a mom is not easy. Initially, I also felt the same way. But then I started to think that my wife had a childbearing disease. We have not for 2 years of our marriage and my wife was not so desperate for the children. And that time, my wife was not so entrusted. But as soon as she met a doctor named Emma, 2 months later, she found out that she was going to be a mother. And after that, she did not stop at all. My wife was very beautiful. She was young when we got married. But that didn't mean she didn't care about herself. But as soon as it wasn't even 9 months after having a baby, she told me that she is going to be a mother again. So I was very happy about that and I told her that your health will not get worse. Said no, nothing like that will happen. I'm fine. Destiny had given us a son earlier and now her daughter was born. I told her that our family is complete now, it's okay. We won't have children after that because we used to live in New York. Inflation was high and raising and educating a child was very expensive. I used to work in a bank and my job was probably better than most people, but not that good. My wife said she will get a job herself. I don't need to worry. And after a year, she said, I want to give you a good news, and the good news is that she is going to be a mother again. This time, God gave us a son again and my wife was very happy. There was no peace on this house anymore. Children's things were everywhere. Our room did not look like a bedroom but it looked like a children's room and the children's room was also small. Now it was starting to fall because there were now 3 children in one room and one of them quite big was our first son. My wife called a very good 3D designer who is an expert in creating more rooms in small spaces. He designed a bunk bed and a table for the 3 children in one room. But it took a lot of money for this work. And now we also had to buy very expensive bunk beds. I was somehow doing everything because it was my job, but it did not mean that I would have been charged so much that I would not have been able to afford it. Studying 3 children together in New York is not an easy task. All my friends told me to not have children anymore. But every time I told my wife that we should use protection, she would do it for one day. She even told me that if you don't listen to her, then you can never have me for sex. We had a fight over this and for 2 weeks, we didn't even call each other, but it did not mean that we can live without, after all, she was my wife. I had to go to her. That's why I married her. I was worried because I didn't want us to have another child. My children were very dear to me. I was a very good father. Now I started making more money for them and doing overtime at my office. But now I was also getting a little worried. One day when I came home, I found that my younger son had broken my laptop, which I sat at home and used to do overtime. I was very worried because it was a huge expense and now I don't have money to buy a laptop. It did not mean my time was running out and my loss was also done. I was very worried. At the same time, my wife told me the news that she is going to be a mother again. Fuck. And that our baby is going, to come into this world. I was surprised at that time in the evening. I asked my wife how many days have passed. She said that it has been 4 weeks. Now, I said that something can be done. Now, she looked at me and surprised and then she said to me that you want me to take the life of my child. I said that it is wrong to give birth to a child and then not be able to give him food. You know that we are in debt if we have another child. Now, it will be very difficult for us. You have no one in this world and my dad doesn't support me. I can't ask them for money. They don't have anything. There is no option. We are exhausting our options. But my wife said that now the child is in my womb. I cannot kill him because that life is now inside me. And she promised me that after that, she does not want to be a mother again and we will not do anything. Well, I was satisfied that at least she would listen to me, otherwise she wouldn't listen to me at all this time. God again gave us a daughter and now I had 2 sons and 2 daughters. We were happy that somehow we took care of these expenses and dressed her in all children's clothes. And we also had a little bit of equipment that we used. Now my friends gave me some advice and they said that you should be careful on your part. The wife will not even know. I told them that it is fine, but my wife was very clever in this matter. She knew everything. If a woman wants to be careful on her part, she can do it, secretly take a pill, get an injection, it works. Her husband doesn't even know. But when the husband starts being careful, then the wife gets to know. My friend said that there is a medicine that will clear your system. Naturally, not forever. As long as he stops taking the medicine, everything will be fine. Your wife will also think that everything is fine, but the children will not be born. I said I have no problem. My friend said that it will have some side effects. You will have a headache, you will be tired. So you may have a little problem. I said I am in trouble. What will be more problematic? You know, for me, just help me, my friend. He said, okay, it is your choice. If something goes wrong tomorrow, I'm not. I said okay, and I took that medicine and started, and now I was quite satisfied that everything would be fine. Even now I was having a lot of trouble. I used to come home and it was not peaceful at home because all the children did not sleep at the time, you know, and I was also bothered a lot. I also had to help my wife because it was my duty. Now I was very close to my wife and we loved each other very much. At least there was only one happiness left in my life. And I was a working machine all day long. I was not ready and had borrowed from my many friends, you know, because when the baby was hungry, he had to drink milk and I had to bring it. One day, my wife saw that medicine in my pocket and she asked me what is it. All I said is that he medicine. He said you are fooling me. Maybe you forgot that before marriage. I used to work in a medical store. I know well about medicine. What is this medicine for? I didn't want to tell her because it was the question of my life. I told her, I don't know. And I've left, but maybe my wife knew them from people she worked for, get it done, and she knew what the medicine was for. When she found out she put my class on, she started getting very angry and said, you are not ashamed while doing this. You did not even think that you could be harmed. I said that anyway, harm is being done. You have had my children a problem for me when I will not be able to feel that they will become a problem for me. My wife started crying that our children are a problem for you. Your life has become hell. I said now say what you want earlier. You lied to me in the same way. You said that I only want to have 2 children and there are 4 children in this house now, you know, and this is a big problem. My wife saw me and said that what you do is fine. Yes, I said, whatever I want will do and I will be fine because I won't have any children unless I want to. And now I don't want to have any more children. I fought with my wife. No one was talking about the matter. We were distant again for a week or 2. But, you know, got closer. After that, my wife was still not talking about it. I had decided that I will not stop taking the medicine. I also found it a little strange that she never spoke to me again about the subject and she knew that there would be no more children yet she was coming closer to. And I felt she only wanted children for me, but I was completely satisfied. And in those days I had, you know, a little money saved as well. I knew that this money would also be used at the house. But at least I would not be asked by anyone. I had given the money to a friend from whom I had taken the lot. At least I would not be asked, you know. But there are many people I had to pay back, and my life was a little calmer one day. It was my birthday. My wife told me that I have a surprise for you, and I was very happy. She said that today this surprise is a very big one. Well, I was happy to hear this, you know, because today was my birthday and she had to give me a present. She killed me once it was quite small. Maybe it was a wristwatch. Inside, but when I opened it, the ground fell out from my feet under because inside it was a pregnancy strip that a woman had tested and it came back positive. What the fuck? I thought it was an old trip. My wife is joking with me, but she told me that she is going to be a mother again. And this is my surprise. I was so fucking shocked. I said it can't be, I was taking pills. He said that the pills are not that reliable. Should men take them? Or women take them? No pill gives her % results. I went to my friend and I told him that this happened to me. He said that no pill gives 100% result. A woman takes her precautions. A man obeys her. Then it goes somewhere and it is done. Even then it is not 100%. Even then we can't say that you won't have children. He was an expert in these things. I said to him, then let me do the work. Make me and put a man forever. And I started crying badly. He said, what nonsense are you talking about? Don't say it like that. Many people don't have children should be happy. Told him everything and that I am a very worried man. He also got worried that this has become a big trouble. Now my wife gave birth to 5 children in about 7 years and she was still not taking the medicine, name of stopping them. I had only one way, that I would not go to my wife again. But how long could I resist? I was a man, and why does a man marry? I got married early because I also wanted to live happily and I want to build my own family. But I didn't want more than 2 children. I hated my life. The only thing left in my life was that the children's milk had run up, children's things had run out. And now the first 2 children had started going to school and their expenses had also increased. My mind was about to explode. Prince said that if I take this medicine for more than 6 months, my system might get damaged. I got worried and we went to a doctor. Why should I spoil myself for all this? I asked him to check me up and he said that you will not have a problem with take this medicine or not. I said, what does it mean? The doctor told me something that I was completely surprised. He said, because you can never become a father. I said, but I have 5 children. Doctor said, how are you saying this? I have just checked the report. You can never become a father. You are a male, but now can't have children. And if you ask 10 doctors, they will tell you the same thing. I wondered if those children were not mine, then who is the father? Doctor said that there could be a way, that you were too worried to get the DNA test done on those children. I did not tell my wife, but I told my children that we are going on a trip. I took them with me, on the pretext of going for a walk, and came to the doctor and got all of them tested. I received the report, in 2 days. And according to the report, I was not the father of any of the children. Rather, the father of all these children was not the same person. They were the children of 2 different men. I came home and after seeing the report, my wife asked her everything. She was surprised that I had found out all this. Said, look, when we didn't have children for 2 years, the doctor told me that you can never become a father, but I did not tell you this. And after that, I got into a relationship with a man. First 3 children, they belonged to him. I said, who the fuck is he? And my wife said he's not in this world. His car met with an accident and he died. That's why I started a relationship with someone again, because I was very fond of having children and 2 of the children belonged to that person. Said, you're fucking cheating on me, lied to me. And cheated on me twice. Can never forgive you. Take your children and go to the one who has these children, pay for them, pick up your children and get out of my house. I can't do it. My wife said, you are right. I have not treated you well. I will leave here. But when those people left here started missing my children a lot because I had considered them my children for so many years. And what could I do now? For 6 months, I met my elder son on the street. I said, "How are you?" He said, "We are not fine. We live in a small house. We don't even have our toys and mommy doesn't feed us well." I hugged him and I said, "Where is your house?" When I went in, it was not a house, it was just a room and their condition was bad and they didn't even have to go to school. My wife said, "What can I do alone? I can do it." Tears came to my eyes. All the children hugged me saying, "Papa." I took them with me and also forgave my wife. She said that she will not have a relationship with anyone. All the children live with me and maybe because of their luck, my work has become very good. And now I have so much money that I don't worry at all. It is also a game of faith that a man who did not have a single child is now the father of 5.